It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. And now that the fixtures have been out for 4 days and I've had the time to make some fancy graphics for you guys, I promise I've not been slacking over the weekend, let's have a proper look at the fixtures. So we'll be covering the Fantasy Premier League fixtures in more depth and seeing which sides have the best FPL fixtures in the short term, game week 1 to game week 4, for attack and defence. And we'll also be answering at the end of the video the hashtag EOV Enda Video Squad question, which is also linked to the fixtures. Don't know what the hashtag EOV is? Well, you've not been watching to the end of the videos, have you? Also, a major transfer has been made as I've signed on the dotted line with Fantasy Football Hub. All the data you see on FPL Today is brought to you by the Fantasy Football Hub, who are offering viewers of FPL Today a cool 25% off discount on membership if you sign up before the beginning of the season. Being a member of the Hub gains you access to the same information I use to create these videos. The Hub is one of the fastest growing fantasy football communities, with team reveals from top fantasy football managers, Opta stats, fixture difficulty tables, and articles to help you make the best decisions you can in FPL. To claim this 25% discount before it's too late, click the link in the description down below or use the code TODAY25 when signing up. So thank you to Hub for partnering with FPL Today, and all the stats and information on this video and in my videos moving forward will be from their brilliant website, and I'm excited to be on board with them. So check out the link in the description, or if you sign up, use TODAY25 to get access to all the information I have access to help you with your Fantasy Premier League season. So let's get into the video, and we start off with game week 1 to 4 as far as attack goes for fixture ease, and we start off with Everton in the number 1 spot, showing the best run of fixtures in the first 4 game weeks. They have Tottenham away, West Bromwich Albion at home, Crystal Palace away, and Brighton Hove Albion at home in their first 4. They are followed in the table by Southampton, Newcastle, Arsenal and Liverpool in the top 5. Also noticeable teams in the top half of the favourable fixtures table are Leicester City, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspurs and Wolves. Of those sides, Southampton, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea interest me the most as far as attacking assets. In that group you have 3 of the traditional top 6 and Southampton, who had a very strong finish to the end of last season, and all have players that seem capable of double figure hauls. And I will also be kept on the likes of Leicester City, Everton, Tottenham and Wolves, but whilst there are players capable of double figure hauls in those sides, my confidence in their consistency to do so is less than the other sides I've already mentioned. For ease of comparison and the fact I believe it's best to bring him in from game week 2 onwards, I've ignored the teams at blank, including Manchester City and Man United. Liverpool, of course, are the standout options in this top 5 for attacking threat as a side, with them scoring 85 goals last season, which put them in 2nd place for goals scored. They outperformed their XG of 78.17 by almost 7 goals and had 109 big chances from 591 shots. This of course makes the likes of Salah, Mane, Robertson and Trent important players with their first 4 fixtures, but also for the whole season. Arsenal are also a team to target with 56 goals, which put them in 7th place for goals scored last season, and they also outperformed their XG by 5 from 406 shots. However, I can't really suggest with confidence looking past Aubameyang to cover their fixtures from an attacking standpoint, and they do have a difficult game week 3 and 4. The standout to me though is Southampton for these fixtures. Whilst they were only 9th for goals scored last season, there was an upturn in their form as the season progressed, and a lot of their goals came from Danny Ings. With Crystal Palace, Burnley and West Brom in their first 4, I really like the idea of targeting these fixtures. Danny Ings may have seen a price rise to 8.5 million, but with 198 points last season, that is a justified price hike. 22 goals and 2 assists from an XG of 14.8 suggests either a clinical finisher or a regression in output as he falls closer to the mean, but with these fixtures he could see a number of his goals this season come from these first 4 game weeks. And then I would like to also give a shout out to James Ward-Prowse, who comes in slightly more expensive at 6 million than a much touted Armstrong at 5.5. Whilst I will admit I like Armstrong having looked at the stats, I'm hoping for some progression this season from James Ward-Prowse. 5 goals and 4 assists last season saw him get 117 points, and he underperformed his XG by 2.51 and his XA by 1.87, so there's room for improvement, but Stuart Armstrong is also worthy of consideration. If you're wondering why I haven't suggested Mohamed Salah and Aubameyang with their stats on the screen, hopefully I shouldn't need to suggest those players to you right now, but as the season goes on and as we continue this series itself, we will look at player comparisons when fixture ease maybe suggests Liverpool and Man City to see which options could be best for your sides. So if you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of the content we're providing for you on FPL Today. Currently a whopping 81% of you on average that are watching my videos aren't subscribed and might miss some of my videos when they're released. So hit that subscribe button, it really does help, and let me know you've done it in the comments down below. We now move on to game week 1 to 4 as far as defence fixture ease is concerned. Again, we'll be ignoring the 4 teams at blank, and that means that Southampton are top of the table for best defensive fixtures with Crystal Palace away, Tottenham Hotspurs at home, Burnley away, and West Bromwich Albion at home in their first 4. They are followed by Everton, who were also in the attacking fixture ease table, Fulham, Sheffield United, and Chelsea. Southampton have a variety of options in defence at the 4.5 million mark that could take advantage of these fixtures, my favourite being Kyle Walker-Peters, and Sheffield United also stand out as they were defensively very solid last season, with the likes of Enda Stevens, Baldock and Egan all being standouts for them, but priced at 5.5 million for the fullbacks and 5 million for Egan, they may be slightly too expensive for your budget. If we look at the team stats, Southampton conceded 60 goals last season, actually the 6th worst in the league, so you would be targeting them for mainly their fixtures. They concede roughly what they were expected to as well according to their XGC. Whilst they did look a lot more solid at the end of the season, this is worth taking into consideration when you're looking at their options. Sheffield United, on the other hand, had the 4th best defence in the league if you consider goals conceded, only conceding 39 goals and only being bettered by Man United, Man City and Liverpool. However, they did massively overachieve compared to the XGC of 51.06, but that's what you want from a good defence and an organised defence. How much of that you put on Dean Henderson, though, could alter your opinion of the Sheffield United defence this season. Also worth considering is some Chelsea defenders, with them ranking well in the first 4 for attack and defence as far as the fixtures go. Although they didn't do great defensively last season, they conceded 54, putting them joint 9th worst defence in the league and conceding 11 more goals than they were expected to compared to their XGC. So the first recommendation out of the players I could see from these top 5 teams in the fixture list table is Luca Digne at 6 million. With 120 points last season, he is a creative threat with 8 assists bagged in the season just gone from an XA of 6.02. He also does have goals in him but failed to score any last season despite having an XG of 3.27 and 12 shots on target. Everton's defence might not be the best, but with those fixtures being friendly both defensively and for attack, Luca Digne could be worth a punt. And then as far as Sheffield United go, I'm actually going to suggest Enda Stevens, even though he does come in at 5.5 million and is the expensive way into that Sheffield United defence. You could of course consider Egan to save some cash, and you could also consider Aaron Ramsdale as well, as he'll be behind a good defence and could maybe fill in for Dean Henderson, as much as a tall task that will be. But with Enda Stevens you have a defender with 2 goals and 4 assists, but could have got more assists as he had an XA of 5.24. Unfortunately, Sheffield United don't have the most prolific attack, but Stevens could still see some returns from these fixtures. So that's it for the fixture ease for attack and defence in the first 4 game weeks. But before we sign off, we have the EOV question of the day. It comes from Korede Adesian. Apologies if that has been said very poorly, which wouldn't be a surprise for me, of course. And his question is Souček and Antonio being underrated. Now, before the fixtures came out, I think you would have seen a lot of people's first drafts including Souček, Antonio, or potentially even both. However, the issue with West Ham and these options, I would include Jared Bowen as a good option as well, is the fact that their fixtures don't look that good at the start of this season. Now yes, West Ham had a good end to the season, but they were fighting against relegation, and potentially that is what spurred them on for those good performances. Now they're starting a new season, and whilst they do start the new season with Newcastle, which means if you were playing an early wildcard, maybe you could consider a West Ham option. After that, their fixtures don't look very appealing. They have Arsenal away, Wolves at home, Leicester City away, Tottenham away, and then Man City at home. That is a terrible run of fixtures for your first 6 fixtures, even with Newcastle being the first opponents. Do I like Antonio, Bowen and Souček as far as potential options further down the line? Yes, I do, but with this run of fixtures, I think you just have to keep an eye on them and maybe bring them in later. So guys, if you want your question to feature at the end of the next video, ask a question and hashtag it EOV, and you could see your question at the end of the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe. Like I said, 81% of you are not subscribed that are currently watching my channel this month, and ring that notification bell so you get notified when the next video is live on the channel. Also get involved in the comments down below telling me what you think of the fixture list and who you'll be targeting for the start of this season, and maybe even chuck in your strategy for the first 4 game weeks. Are you going to wildcard? Are you going to take hits? Are you going to bench some players at blank in game week 1? And again, thank you so much to Fantasy Football Hub for partnering with the channel. If you do want to go check them out and sign up with them, use the code TODAY25 when you sign up, or use the link in the description down below. It does help the channel out and shows Fantasy Football Hub what a great partner FPL Today can be moving forward. With that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.